Yes, epilepsy is a hidden disability. Why? Because unless someone has a seizure, of which not many of them are obvious, you would not be able to know that they're having epilepsy.
A person looks fine till the occurrence of seizure. And when a seizure occurs, every person's body behaves differently according to the seizure. So it is a hidden disability.
Be a hidden disability. For people like myself, I have no physical disability. My epilepsy is hidden in the fact that I am able to work part-time. People say to me, oh, wouldn't it be great to work part-time? You're so lucky. I would much prefer to be working a full 8-hour shift at work, but due to my epilepsy and it being hidden, that is the reason that I work shorter hours.
The biggest impact that it's had for me is that people sometimes don't understand what I go through on a daily basis to look normal and like function, like including taking medications twice daily for years, and the fatigue in addition to the side effects from the medication that sometimes are not talked about. It's also important to talk about the mental health side of epilepsy and the impact it has. People with epilepsy are much more likely to suffer from anxiety and depression, and there is definitely a fear as a person living with epilepsy of having a seizure, because you could be talking to a friend and then be on the ground recovering from a seizure, not remembering what happened for the last 5 minutes.
So epilepsy impacts my sleep, and much of the time I am exhausted because I don't get enough sleep. And that lack of sleep will impact my social well-being, it will impact my emotional well-being. And much of the time, I'll just want to take a nap instead of going out and talking to people like I would have really wanted to.
I was diagnosed when I was 21 years old. And that time, my family became overprotective. There was a lot of social stigma about it. And I stopped driving, which was my passion. Stopped socializing. So there was like, and in this phase, I gained almost 40 kgs. And most of the time I used to like overthink about it, that why it happened to me. And when I passed by this phase, I passed by with a lot of learnings.
Epilepsy has affected my life greatly. I was diagnosed at a later age in my life. I had my life planned out. I was about to head off overseas to do an au pair job. When I got diagnosed, I could not do that because I had my driver's license taken away. People still looked at me as if I was normal, as if I didn't have a disability. Epilepsy is at times debilitating. And I find it very hard with the stigma, having to prove myself all the time that I can do things. Sometimes I'm too tired. Sometimes I'm not able to do things as much as I'd like to. And in that way, it's hidden. When someone hears the word epilepsy, quite often we are put in the too hard basket. I'd like people to know that we are fully capable, fully aware, and able to continue a normal life.
A lot of the time, people will think that I'm trying to be better than everyone else by putting a few limitations to the things that I should or I'm expected to do. But I need people to understand that with epilepsy, these boundaries are necessary. Otherwise, whatever you do can potentially be life-threatening.
What I want people to know is that individuals living with epilepsy can do amazing things, but also just everyday things like everyone else. We can go to school, we can socialise, we can do tertiary education, we can work. And one thing I want people to remember is that we're all unique and have an individual story.